Photo with the Nerds of Color. It's such a pleasure to speak with you.
Oh my goodness. Yes, Joy. You are all joy. So lovely to speak with you.
Thank you. Well, first of all, before we start the interview, I just wanted to say huge congrats because the movie is just, oh my gosh, amazing, intense in all the best ways. And you deliver this incredible performance, really.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I am so humbled by your words. You have no idea. Thank you so much.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh, it's amazing. So, the first thing I want to touch on is this film is so intense for the audience, and I could only imagine how it was for you playing the part. So, what was it like filming that, and what was it like sort of getting in that headspace?
I have to be completely honest. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. The entire cast, Shamir and Ariana and Lucius and Jennifer, like the cast was so loving and so together and so like we just had a really good time. And I really appreciate you asking me that because that's kind of all you have as an actor. You only got like that time. That's what you're given, and that's the biggest blessing in the world because all you want to do is make art, and when they let you make art you're like, oh, this is the best thing in the entire world. So yeah, it was so good, and it was in Toronto, and Toronto's so beautiful, and it was great. It was really great.
One of the things I really loved about the film was the mother-daughter relationship. I mean, the mother relationship in general with both of her kids was great, but like you and Ariana just brought this beautiful emotion, and it was really amazing watching. What was it like sort of building those characters in that relationship?
Well, me and Ariana, like that's my little treasure. She is that that little lady is going to go so very far, and not just because she's obscenely talented, but because she's obscenely caring. Because she is wise beyond her years, and it's because her mother is so phenomenal. So her mother was like my sister. Soli is like quite literally like my sister. So, I got along with her mom really well and that family really well. So we built that rapport very quickly. And then she was just like, her mom shared her with me. She was just mine as well. And we knitted blankets all day on set in between takes, and we like did puzzles. And I mean, the whole family spent a lot of time together. So building the relationship was super fun and very easy because those kids are good humans, good souls.
I have to ask, what was your reaction when you sat and read that script for the first time? I mean, it's one thing seeing it on screen, but I can imagine reading the words is like a whole different ballpark.
100%, 100%. I mean, I was immediately drawn, I would say about page 30, when there's a very real situation that happens at the church. I was like, whoa. I was like,
Yeah.
what am I reading right? I was like, oh my goodness. And then it just kind of went. And I was just like, I need to talk to the gentleman that wrote this, because what is going on in their minds? What were they thinking? And like, and what was the inspiration? And, so very much so I found out a little bit, and like, obviously you should talk to them because I don't want to butcher it because, how much do I remember specifics? I gotta be real. Like all I could think about is directing this week. So I'm trying to remember specifics, but they talked about like the sibling dynamic being like their sibling dynamic, and so they really pulled from their own a lot from their own personal experiences, which I am found to be really grounding, which made the writing like super grounded. I was like, should this occur in our experience of life, which now a year and a half ago when we were making this, you could never have predicted we would be where we are today. Ever in a million years, I would never have, obviously, right? None of us. So to have been going through that, being like, well, what would happen if an electromagnetic wave, and then nobody can use their cell phones, and like, your electromagnetic waves in your brain stop working, and then you can't like sleep anymore, and just getting yourself into the space of like a surrealist experience, and then now talking about it, it's so different.
Exactly. And, like you said, we lived through, you're in that headspace doing this, and then to live through this, you
Ooh.
know, what was it like for you during that to sort of, how did you keep positive? How did you keep motivated during all that?
Um, I would say through appreciation and gratitude. I 100% through family and love and connection as much as I could through this um, with others and we unfortunately lost some family members, and celebrating their life has been very helpful. And yeah, just reconnecting to Mother Earth and thinking about ways to evolve and reflecting and working on myself and because we're all growing and evolving and shedding and trying.
And I wanted to ask you specifically, you mentioned how, you kind of asked about the inspirations. Did you sort of draw your inspirations for your character, anywhere, any roles that you saw on screen or any, anything like that?
I 100% drew from my mom. Like my mom, and during like we had a pretty heavy experience when I was a teenager. There was a big experience that happened in our life, and oh, it was a tough one, right? But my mom got us through in such a profoundly elegant, strong logic, like very rational, and held the whole family together in a way that as only as an adult can I look back and say like, "Ooh, man, that woman is way stronger than I gave her credit when I was a teenager." And so having the Lucius character being really upset at my character for the ways in which I had failed in the past, really seeing a reflection of myself in Lucius and the way I treated my mom during the time, and like not really seeing how my mom was so selfless, like really utilizing that inspiration and I can't lie, after shooting it really made me go back to my mother and be like, there are a lot of things I have to apologize for. There's a lot of reflecting I've done. Like, I don't know how you did that. And so there was a lot of pull from her, which I tend to pull from her a lot anyway, because she is a big female figure in my life. But this one so much, because there are so often in my past that I looked at my mother and unfortunately blamed her for her shortcomings, or what I thought were her shortcomings. And only now in reflection can I see that they were the ways in which she had to be in order to protect us or deal with life or protect herself. Or so it was all her. It was all her.
I feel like that has to be the roles that stick out with you the most, when it like teaches you something, it makes you reflect. Like
Mm.
that has to matter to you, because it's one thing, when it's just art and it's just something you're sitting and watching for 2 hours. But I know for me as an audience member, when I take something from the film, which I
Mm.
thought this film, as crazy as it is in the best way, is also like a love letter to families, to mothers, to relationships like that. And I think that's beautiful when you take that away. So as an actress, I can imagine those roles are like special for
Yeah,
you.
so special. And they really do. Like even right now I'm directing out here, and you know I realized it's only in my failures that I'm actually able to grow, and they can feel so uncomfortable and they can feel so scary, but they are quite literally the best, because they, like I said, like, and it's happened many times in my life, but I just said yesterday, I said, it is in the moments, like there was like a little, situation on set. Again, very, very minimal, but, it is in the moments that I can stop and say, oh, this is a teaching moment for me. I need to work on this, like this is something I can now see, which means I can now work on it and I can do better and I can be better. And I really cherish, I used to be very afraid of those moments, and now I cherish them as gifts to be like, oh, my eyes are opened in a way they weren't before. And so like when art makes you do that, it's a gift. When you get to a place where you can see it as a gift, it's a gift, but making this movie was a gift, because I was able to reflect and look back on moments, but then it also just it makes me that much more aware of my shortcomings, which makes me that much that much easier to work on them.
So one thing I have to say is I'm a Latina journalist. So it is my great pleasure to speak with you today. And I wanted to ask you what being this strong female Latinx lead, and role model to so many means to you. And then, so many of your roles reflect this mentality. You really do bring these characters to life that are inspiring, I know, to me and so many others. So I wanted to ask if you could sort of speak about that.
It is a very humbling compliment. And a big responsibility. So it matters so much to me. So I will just try to do my best. And seeing you in your position and seeing you with so much confidence and pride and strength and ambition is like all I need to know that, like, if we just keep, because if we just keep trying, right? So thank you for that. But it does matter. It matters big time to me. So I will just keep trying my best, for sure.
You are paving the way for, I'm 21, so I'm still, coming up, and it's like, people like you are paving the way for me, and you're doing it so graciously. So thank you
Thank
from
you.
me, and I know so many others. And another thing I admire is you just fight for inclusion and empowerment of women in all these different ways, and it's so nice to hear that you're saying, I'm directing, like seeing you in all these different roles and being like, that's something I can do one day, and I can raise up. And, especially in this entertainment industry that is just insane in all so many different ways. Why do you feel it's so important to, because it's so easy to stand back, it's so easy to just be like, okay, not my responsibility.
Yeah.
What makes you passionate about that, and what piece of advice would you give to anyone who is looking to join this industry?
It is, to me, I have been so blessed, Sophia, so blessed. I have seen my family succeed in ways we never thought were possible. So to me, it's important to give your blessings away. And it's important to use, and this is solely for me, I'm just speaking for myself. It is very important for me to use the blessings that I've been given to create opportunities for others the way others have done for me. I really believe if you help others succeed, you too shall succeed. I think that, well, I know I don't want to live in this world alone. I don't want to succeed alone. I don't want to celebrate alone. I believe that I am my best self when I am in my love language, and that is giving. And I love to do it. And I've been really, really lucky to be given the opportunity to help others in ways that I've been helped. And it's fun. It's fun. It's fun making art. It's fun making art with people that want to. It's fun making people's dreams come true. It's fun to do it with a community that has so much to give, with communities that have so much to give. And that's kind of all I want to do. And so whether I'm doing it in my little corner of the world, or it's big, or it's, no matter the size, it's I won't stop.
Absolutely love that. And lastly, my last little question for you is there a message that you learned from the film that you hope audiences get? Because I'm a firm believer that every film has some sort of message.
Yeah, We're all trying our best. You don't know what somebody else is going through. You don't know where they are in life. You don't know so much about the people we come across. So just, not just anything, actually. You don't know what people are going through. I am someone that has learned that and is trying to live that, to spread empathy and compassion. So I really hope that's kind of the message that we can walk away with, or it is at least what I did, to be empathetic to others, that we're all just trying, you know, life is difficult. These like spacesuits are hard to live in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so hopefully we could just try our best to remember that when we're looking at someone else. Yeah.
Beautiful. So thank you again so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to
Oh,
speak with me. And congrats again. The film was so good. I can't wait for everyone else to see it.
that means the world to me. Thank you so much for your support, and keep rocking. I'll see you on many, many more of these, right?
Yes, hopefully speak soon. Hopefully next project I speak to, you're directing, so we can talk about all that fun stuff.
Lots to come. Lots to come.
Yes. And Gina, have a great rest of your day.
You too, love. Take care.